We're over here at D.I.Y. Auto School today, and we are going to learn about clear coats. This isn't your average clear coat. This is a clear coat that you would use on a custom paint job, a custom car, when dealing with a situation like we're going to talk about. And I want to show you this because it's very, very important to understand the situation that I'm about to tell you.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
Now, before we go any further, I want to let you know what we're talking about here. And I don't advertise, but I'm going to go ahead and advertise on this product because one of the two of these products are junk and the other one is a winner. One's a loser, one's a winner. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Both of these brands are very popular brands. We got PPG over here on our right-hand side, which possibly would be your left. And then we also got the House of Color brand on our left, which might be your right, depending on how you're looking at it. And I want to let everybody know out there that one of these two clears is a hoax. It's junk. It's a clear that you do not want to use unless you're painting a bicycle frame, possibly a motorcycle tank, or some little object that you might throw in your pocket and twiddle around with your fingers and thumbs while you're playing pocket pool. So what we got here, we got a 1940 Ford, and this is a custom rat rod color. We're painting it flat blue. It's a very high residual pearl blue. I think you can see that in the paint. And the customer requested that he wanted it flat. He wanted it semi-gloss flat. And the job that we did last night, I was here last night till 2 o'clock in the morning, and the clear that I used on this was total junk. I was only supposed to do collision repair too. That's all. The guy calls me up on the phone and he says, I have a car that has a collision repair and I want you to fix it. I live down here. I said, okay, that's cool. When he gets the car here, of course he told me, he said he had a few other things he wanted me to do. When he gets the car here, we saw the car, we saw what we had to do to it, and I told him at that time that I will put the flat clear on it. I am not gonna clear coat it, color sand and buff it. He agreed to do that. I am clear coating it, here we go, let's clear coat it, and it's drying faster than I'm putting it on. It's like lacquer. We get all the way up here, and it's really starting to go on dry. It's going on drier than I can keep up with it. I am opening my spray gun up the widest I can to spray a big pattern and put it on as thick as I can without getting runs. Here's a spot right here I'm sure you can see, and I sprayed that panel right after I sprayed this hood. We go down the car and you can see dry spots in the door. You can see streaks of dry spots. Let's look at this dry line right there. Yes, we can see that in the camera. It's there. So, to fix this problem, the only thing that I can do to get it done is I will have to go buy 2 or 3 more quarts of this fucking clear so I can put a full wet coat of clear on the fucking car to make it all work out right. And that's the situation you have when you're spraying this flat clear, semi-gloss clear, or should I say hot rod flat paint. I went ahead and applied the first coat. It went on all right, but when I got to the second coat, this is what happened. If you look real close, you can see a line right here, a dry line. Go ahead and take your hand and just rub it lightly. Go ahead.
Feels like sandpaper.
Feels like sandpaper. It didn't go on smooth, and the problem we had, it went on so dry, it was like spraying old-time 1970 circa lacquer paint. This is a very big car.
Huge.
Very huge car here. We got an enormous car, and we're spraying as fast as we can. We're using a 1.4 nozzle on our spray gun. We're laying this stuff down like we're using a brush, and it's drying faster than we can put it on. I started painting it back here. This is where I started painting it. Then I came up onto the deck lid, and then I went around this way, and I was chasing the clear faster than I could put the paint on the vehicle, the clear coat. We got up here to the hood, and it was just so dry that it looked like chalk. I was literally laying the clear down so heavy I thought we were going to get runs in it. By the time I got over here, this is where we started getting problems, such as our dry spot right here. And I'm going to tell you, when I clear coated this hood, I came and did the top of this fender. By the time I was done with that fender, I was doing this section right here, and the paint was already dry. So when you get an overlap, this is what you get right here. You get that dry, tacky look, which you can't remove. You can't remove that. And what happens if you try to color sand and buff it out, then it turns shiny, because this paint that we're looking at, this clear, is a clear that is non-sandable, non-buffing. That means if you sand it, all right, which you can see there's a bucket right here, we are going to go ahead and sand it, you have to clear coat the whole thing over. There's no imperfectional fixing of anything. It's a one shot, this is what it's going to look like, and this is how it is, and that's all we can do to it type situation. Now if we're using regular clear, the clear is going to dry slow enough so when we go all the way around the car, it's just going to melt in, and it's going to take 30-40 minutes for it to dry. This clear that we're looking at flashes, the flash time on this is less than 5 minutes, and that's at a temperature of approximately 72 degrees. It was 85 degrees last night when I put this clear on the car. So we will have to block sand this car down using 1500, and then once we block sand it down, we'll have to come back and re-clear it with the good clear. Let's go see which clear that I used on this vehicle, and which clear is the crappy clear, and which clear is going to be the clear that's going to fix our problems. All right, can you bring the camera over here? I want to show this to everybody. This is the clear we were talking about. I've already showed you that. Now, we got the famous House of Color. Bring the camera in a little closer, get a good look at that. This is House of Color. Very famous, very popular brand for custom painting. It's a hot rod painting paint that everybody uses when they're doing, am I right? It's a custom paint that's been around for many years. Then we got the high-tech DCU 2060. This is called the Flexton Flat. This is the same thing that this is. This uses a different type hardener, because this hardener on this one, you can use a variance hardener. And what I'm trying to tell you is they sell several different hardeners that are compatible with the temperature rating that you're painting at. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this is a medium hardener. When you buy this clear, this is the only hardener you get. This is it. So if you live in Texas and it's 110 degrees out in the middle of the day, you're going to get a shitty paint job with this unless you're painting something, let's see here, about this big. Do you see that socket? So when you're painting a whole car, and I guess you've already figured out which is the shitty clear, is the House of Color. Now, this clear right here is costing us approximately $120 a quart mix. Whereas this clear is costing us 65 bucks a quart mix. So, the reason that I use this is because they didn't have any of this in stock. This car has got to be done tomorrow. The situation is he's coming out of town to get his car and I have to have it done. So what I did is I went ahead and purchased the House of Color Clear because they were out of stock on this and I needed to get the job done quick. I have never used this clear. This was the first time I ever used the House of Color FC21 flat clear. Now I have used their other clears before and their other clears dry pretty quick too. And I'm not really a House of Color fan. But I went ahead and got this and the paint store that I bought it at told me it's the same thing as this, which it's not. This actually has a 25 to 30 minute flash time, which means it dries just like regular clear. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now, I call up the representative on the House of Color. The first thing he says is, what nozzle are you using? I'm using a 1.4 nozzle. Wow, you're really throwing it down thick. I don't understand why you didn't get all the way around the car, blah, blah, blah. I just painted a 4-door dually Dodge truck over the weekend and I didn't have no problem at all.
Son of a bitch, I almost choked on my gum, the cocksucker.
So let me ask you this, Minnie the Body Shop Girl. If I told him that I painted my Volkswagen and I went ahead and clear coated that and I got dry spots up here because the clear's drying so quick, you're going to tell me that you just got done painting a 1967 Cadillac and didn't have any problems. So it doesn't matter what I'm going to tell this guy, he's a professional and I'm not. I can tell him that I've been in business 50 years and he doesn't give a fuck. Because he works for the company and he's the professional and it's always your fault. Remember that, Minnie.
Always.
It's never my fault. It's never the company's fault. It's your fault. You're the one that fucked up. Because I used it last week on a 4-door Ford giant fucking 4x4 4-door fucking dually truck. And it worked perfect for me. That was his answer to this. The next thing he tells me is he says, are you listening, Minnie?
I am listening, Pete.
The next thing that he tells me, he says, let me get some tech specs on that and I'll call you back. I said, okay, that's cool. Give me a call back. First of all, he didn't ask for my phone number. He doesn't know who the fuck I am. He didn't ask for my name. He didn't ask nothing. He just said he was going to call me back. I said, sure, why don't you do that, buddy?
Did he call you back?
No, he never called me back, and he's not going to call me back because some punk that's got a head this big because he works for this giant corporation and thinks he's Mr. Know-It-All. To prove that this clear is junk, I've already showed you the car. It looks like crap. Am I right?
Yep.
Let's go over to this car. I want to show you, I actually used this clear, because like I said, they were out of this clear. I actually used this clear on the dashboard of this car. I want to show you what it looks like. Now, before I open this up, I'm letting you know that the space that I painted with the House of Color Clear is this big. It's a stripe this big, and then there's a little section about that big, okay? Let's go ahead and look at it and see what we got. So as you can see, it came out perfect. Feel that, okay? Feel how silky smooth.
Yep.
Am I right? I don't hear no, listen real close, listen.
Slick as a whistle.
I don't hear no dryness in it, I don't hear nothing. But guess what? It's only this big. It's only this big. All right? Of course it's gonna lay down. It's a one sweet pass. It's gonna lay down, it's gonna be smooth. House of Color paint is not made to paint giant fucking cars. Now the paint might be okay, but the clear coat fucking sucks when it comes to flat. And even their clear coat, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, is not up to par. It's still like 1970s, 80s circus shit. When you use the PPG clear, the hardener that you buy is a variance hardener. This is for a medium temperature. This is between 60 to 90 degrees, 85, 88 degrees. What is our temperature today? We're at 76 degrees on the Snap-on Deluxe temperature gauge that my friend Pete's got. Do you see that right there?
Yeah.
Okay, it says 75, 76. So we're still in good shape to use this hardener. If I did it last night at 85 degrees, which is way over here, I would have used the other hardener that is the slower hardener. They do not have that. They have one hardener and that is it. We don't care. It's your fault, not ours type situation. One more thing I want to mention about this. I want to show you something on this can here. Valspar. So Valspar actually started their business with house paint.
And they still make house
And they
paint.
still make house paint because that's what we're using in our house.
Yeah.
So here's your large corporation that bought out this small guy that started this company, and they now own House of Color. Now, the reason that I brought that up is because when you have a corporation that starts buying out every other large corporation to consolidate it into one bundle, the product ends up being a cheaply made product. It ends up being a product that is pretty much ran through the mill instead of fine-tuned and taken care of to satisfy the customer. All right? PPG, for instance, owns their own company. They're not selling out. They're not going anywhere. And PPG will take care of you when the situation arises. I've been down that road before, and I've never had a problem going back to my supplier, Ellis Color, down in Dallas, Texas, and if I had a problem, they would take care of me on it because they are an authorized dealer of PPG. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
We are going to go back and we are going to spot sand this using 1500. I want you to take a good look at it. I don't think you can really see the action in the camera. Minnie's my witness. It looks like shit. Okay?
It's patchy.
It looks very, very bad and dry, and it looks like, you know, we put some blue epoxy primer on it, and that was it. We're going to go back. We're going to use 1500. We're going to use a flex block that you see right here. And what I'm going to do, because we can't use a lot of water on this, that's the hard thing about when you do this. What we got to do is we got to take our block with minimal water, and we got to come over here and we got to blend wherever it feels dry. We've got to scuff this down just like as if it was Intercoat Clear. It's a lot smoother and nicer. And then we're going to get all that blended out, and when we come back, we're going to look at the car with the PPG clear on it, and I'm going to tell you, watch your ass. This is the situation you run into. All paint supplies are not the same. We'll be back. We got a lot of sanding to do. This is a big car. Big freaking car. All right. Turn it off.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.